I'll start.
No, I'm gonna start.
Can I finish it then?
Okay, you start and then I'll finish it.
What's going on, NEM crew? Welcome back to another video. Today we are working on the Volvo and we're gonna start tackling some rust.
Yeah, so as you saw in the last video, the windshield came out. There was tons of rust all the way through the metal. So we're gonna clean that out, cut it out, start getting ready to weld stuff in. We're not gonna weld in this video. It's just gonna be prepping and cutting and grinding. And yeah, we got tons of body work to do. So let's get our crazy safety glasses on and let's do this.
Alright guys, it's been some time since the last footage where we cleaned this up. We're continuing on in the same video. We're gonna get these pieces cut out. We have everything marked. And hopefully we can start building the new pieces. We don't know exactly how we're gonna build the new pieces. If we're gonna go and do it in one piece, probably won't be the case just because we don't have a lot of bending and metalworking tools here. We might end up doing it in two pieces and welding them together. That might not be the most ideal situation, but it might just be the way that we have to do it. Let's jump right in and start cutting these pieces out, and we'll see how far we can get today. Alright guys, we got this piece off, and it is really mangled. Not sure if you guys can tell, it's probably focusing on my face if I get out of the shot. But it is eaten all the way through, that's why we're cutting this piece out, and we're gonna make a new one. The actual supports underneath, they're good, they're not rotted. So I just cleaned it up really quick, and I'm thinking what I'm gonna do while I'm in here is oil spray in all of these cavities, and then I'll probably epoxy prime these surfaces before we go through and put this back on, or the new piece back on. Now it's just coming down to the battle of how are we going to recreate this and make it work. I'm thinking what we'll have to do is make two pieces, have the top part one piece, and then have the actual curved section here another piece, and then weld them together. I'm gonna start trying to make this piece right now, and we can go from there. Once we get this side done, we'll tackle the other side. But the other side's a lot bigger of a project, so I figured I'd start with this side and we'll see how far we get. Ultimately, I don't really know how this is gonna go. I've never done this before. I've done some welding and metalworking, but nothing to this extent and this preciseness, I guess you could say. Let's see what we can do. I'm thinking about making this curved piece first because I have a feeling that will be the hardest. Get that out of the way, and then we'll just make this top part and then work with them and get them together. What I'll probably end up doing is tacking the piece that sits on the cowl face, tacking that piece in, and then tacking the curved piece in, and then working it a little bit so it fits perfect, and then finishing off the welds, obviously grinding everything off so it's flush, and then we should be good to go. And then from there we'll have to do some Bondo for sure, because this is not going to be 100% exact. Yet again, this is a budget build. This is an NFG build in a way. If you don't know what NFG is, no fucks given. We got this car for really cheap. But this is a long-term project. I want to just make sure you guys know this isn't going to be something that's going to be done within the next couple months, year. This is going to be our long-term kind of thing. Right now, the goal is rust. We'll get this sorted out, get everything painted, and we're going to do it all ourselves because it's a budget build. And then we'll decide exactly what motor we want to go in here. But at least at that point there's no more rust. We can put everything back together on the interior, get the wheels on, and drive the car for a little bit until we decide what our plan is. Maybe we'll do a video where we trash this motor, see how much it can take, and then we'll have no choice but to put a new motor in when we're under the gun. So let's try and get this piece working. We'll see what happens. This should be fun. I actually enjoy these little things, so let's see what we can make. Alright, so we got the piece cut. I actually don't know if this is going to be long enough, but looks like it will be. Didn't really care too much of the length because everything can be trimmed down later. So I have it bent, matched it up with the angle that was on the piece that came off. This should be good. Might need some fine tuning, but it looks like it's close enough. And now what I've done is I've marked on the front here where I want the angle to be, and I'm setting it up, or the center part of the curve. Set it up so there's a little bit of slack on this side, a little bit of slack on this side, that way it can be trimmed to fit perfectly. What I'm gonna do to curve it is I've marked 45, it needs to be 90 degrees, so I cut 45 on this side, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna bend it together, bring it in, and then this line here and this line here will hopefully meet. That will be at our 90, then we can just weld that, grind it. I know there is shrinkers that you can get, metalworking tools that will bend this and curve this. Unfortunately, like I said, we're not privileged to having that, so hopefully we'll be able to do it old school style. I learned this trick at my old job, so we're gonna just cut the angles here, hopefully get it good. Worst case, we just make another one of these pieces. This is gonna be the hardest part. Once this curve is pretty much good to go, then it'll just be that front facing part on the cowl, which is pretty simple, pretty easy. Alright, this is what we're at right now. Got the lip where the windshield sits on done. Came out better than I thought it would, so now we have to just fill in this area. We have to make that piece. Probably start off by making a template out of cardboard and then cutting it out, hopefully getting it to fit, and then it would just be a matter of welding everything together and moving on to the other side. We're getting there. Alright guys, that's a wrap for this video. We got this side, the driver's side, completely done. We just need to weld it. There'll be some minor fitment that we have to just adjust as we're finalizing everything when we start welding. I have to do the passenger side, which is a little bit bigger of a project. Now that I have a little bit of an idea of how to get this done, it'll be hopefully quicker on the passenger side. If you guys want to see a step-by-step of what I did on the driver's side, on the passenger side, let me know and I will do that, because we'll be getting done shortly. That's it for this video. Peace out. We'll see you guys in the next one. Stay classy, crew.